My name is Melissa. And this is the story that destroyed my family. It was Christmas Eve. My mother had been cooking for 3 days. Preparing for us to come home, my father made sure the house looked clean and decorated with Christmas lights. And in the evening of Christmas Eve I arrived at the house with the man I loved. Emmanuel. This is a man who treated me like the only girl in the whole world. He loved me loudly, he cared for me, and we have been together for 2 years. And those 2 years have been the best years of my life. And that's my younger sister Grace, my one and only sister. I literally told her everything about my life. She was my best friend. Or so I thought. Now my younger sister Grace had been living in Abuja. She had never properly met Emmanuel before. So I was excited. I kept telling him in the car, "You're finally going to meet my sister. You'll love her." We arrived at my parents' house. And Grace came running outside screaming my name. She hugged me tightly. Then I turned to Emmanuel and smiled. "Grace, this is Emmanuel." Emmanuel stepped forward and stretched out his hand. Grace looked at him. And something passed across her face so quickly. I almost missed it. She shook his hand and smiled politely. "Nice to meet you." That was it. But something in my stomach suddenly felt wrong. Dinner that night was loud and happy. But my sister was quiet. She dropped her fork twice. She kept leaving the table. And every time I touched Emmanuel's hand, I saw her jaw tighten. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., something pulled me toward my sister's room. Her phone was glowing on the bedside table. I picked it up. And the first message I saw was from a contact saved as "My heart." The message said, "I love you. I just don't know how to tell your sister." My hands started shaking. Because the sister they were talking about was me. Then Grace suddenly woke up and saw me holding her phone. And that's when I asked the question that destroyed everything. "How long, Grace? How long have you been sleeping with my boyfriend?" When my sister heard my question, she burst into tears. "Melissa, please. I didn't mean for this to happen." I told her one thing. "Tell me everything." And what she told me that night made my heart stop. She said it all started 2 years earlier. The first time she came to visit me in Lagos. I had just started dating Emmanuel. One afternoon I had to rush back to work. I told her to relax in my apartment until I returned. But that evening, Emmanuel decided to surprise me. He showed up at my apartment with flowers and food. And my sister was the one who opened the door. She said the moment they looked at each other, the bowl of popcorn in her hand fell to the floor. Emmanuel smiled and said, "Hi. I'm Emmanuel, Melissa's boyfriend." She said her heart started racing. They went inside to wait for me. They talked. And the more they talked, the stronger the attraction became. My sister said she felt something she has never felt before. One thing led to another. My sister said Emmanuel kissed her first. And she kissed him back. That was their first time of sleeping together, and it was at my apartment. When it was over, she told him to leave immediately. But before he left, he asked for her number. And she gave it to him. I never knew both of them had actually met before that day. I brought Emmanuel home. The next morning she left Lagos early. She told me she had exams. I was truly wondering why she would come to visit me, and the next day she's saying she wants to go back. But the truth was, she was running away from what had just happened. 3 days later, Emmanuel sent her a message. "I can't stop thinking about you." And that was how they started dating and looking for a way to tell me about it. Emmanuel was always traveling. He told me he had a work conference. But he was going to see my sister. Oh, I was a fool. While I was in Lagos loving Emmanuel with everything I had, I ran in his shirts, praying for his business, telling my friends, I think he might be the one. Emmanuel was flying to Abuja to sleep with my sister. For 2 years. 2 whole years. He was sleeping with the both of us. Oh, I was a fool. My sister said she wanted to stop many times. She almost called me to confess. But she was too afraid and was now deeply in love with Emmanuel. Then Christmas came. And our mother asked everyone to come home. My sister said sitting at the dinner table that night, between me and Emmanuel, felt like suffocating. Because she knew exactly what they were doing to me. When she finished her confession, she grabbed my hand and started crying. Melissa, I'm so sorry. But I didn't say anything. I just stood up and walked out of the room. The next morning, Emmanuel arrived with a Christmas gift. Smiling. Completely unaware that I already knew everything. Emmanuel walked in smiling with a wrapped gift. Then he saw me sitting there. And his smile slowly disappeared. I said one thing. Sit down, Emmanuel. He sat. Then I placed my sister's phone on the table. The message was open. Emmanuel looked at the phone and said, Melissa, please, we tried to tell you about it. But your sister was too scared. Please, I don't mean to hurt you like this. I truly love Grace. And she's the one I want to be with. I was shocked at what Emmanuel was saying. So you are saying I'm the obstacle between you and my sister? Oh, I was a fool. I quietly stood up and walked straight to my room. Packed my bags and left. Before I walked out of the door, I said one last thing. Whatever you found in my sister, I truly hope it was worth it. I walked out of that house. On Christmas morning. I didn't look back. When I got back to my apartment, I couldn't hold it. I cried like a baby. I dated Emmanuel for 2 years and he never loved me, he was just using me. And for my sister, I don't know what to say, I'm still in shock. To know that she was comfortable sleeping with Emmanuel, knowing fully well that he was sleeping with me too. Oh, I was a fool. So let me ask you something. If you were in my position, would you ever forgive your sister? Or would you walk away forever? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share and follow for more African tales.